All right, let's take a look at surface area. So for surface area, we have three types of problems that we're going to look at. First one is with a rectangular box, right, which we'll call a rectangular solid. The second one will be a cylinder, and the third one will be cube. So those are the most common types of surface area questions that you'll see. Okay, so with this one, this is our formula. It's 2 length width plus 2 width height plus 2 length height. And for all three of these, the formulas are just something that you have to memorize. You have to put in the time to memorize these so that you can go and do the problem. Without the formula, I mean, there's no way you're going to get it, right? You're just going to be guessing at that point. Okay, so let's plug these in. 2 times 5 times 7 plus 2 times 7 times 8, right? 2 width height, there's the width, there's the height, and down below we'll do the last one, 2 times length times height, so 2 times 5 times 8, okay? That's how we plug that stuff in, pretty simple, and then we just gotta multiply these out, right? Make sure you take your time with it. 5 times 7 is 35 times 2, that'll give us a 70. 7 times 8 is 56, times 2 is a 112. The third one, 5 times 8 is 40, times 2 is 80. Okay, and we just have to add these all together. So 80 plus 112 is 192, plus 70 is 262. 262. Right? That would be our final answer. So these ones take a little bit of time, but the main thing is know the formula, plug the stuff in, and it's really not that hard. Okay? Okay, let's do another one. So they'll give you length, width, and height. You got to know the formula. Plug it in. Okay, on this one it's length is 2, width is 4, height is 5. Okay, so we go through exactly the same process. 2 times 2 times 4. And remember, don't forget about these 2's. Sometimes people do that, right? They forget to put the 2 in front of the length, the width, and the height, and they won't get the right answer. Plus 2 times 4 times 5. That's width and height. Third one, 2 length height. 2 times 2 times 5. Okay. Right. Now we just need to multiply and then add. So 2 times 4 is 8. Times 2, that's 16. 5 times 4 is 20. Times 2, that's 40. 5 times 2 is 10. Times 2, that's 20. Okay. We add these together, 40 and 20 makes 60. 60 plus 16, 76. That's the right answer. Good. Need to do all the work and then it'd be wrong. Okay. So that was rectangular solid. Probably, that cylinder might be the harder one to remember from a formula standpoint. Okay, so for our cylinder, formula 2 times pi r squared h plus height times 2 pi r. Okay, so that's our formula. 2 times pi r squared h plus height times 2 pi r. Yep, so you're gonna have to put in some time to memorize that one, and then they'll give you the radius and the height. All right, so in our example here, we're gonna do another 2 examples on cylinder. Radius is 5, height's 2. Okay. Again, once we have these, we've got everything we need. Now we just need to plug it in and take our time so we don't make any mistakes with the math. Let's take a look, right? So we start off with 2 on the outside times pi. We're saying r is 5. 5 squared times height, which is 2. Plus, all right, we all got that, right? We'll just drop drawing these numbers right down, plus the height is 2 times 2 times pi, run out of room here, times the radius, which is 5. Okay, 2 times 2 times pi times 5. That was on the right side. Okay, so now let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. All right, so we have 5 squared makes 25. Everybody agree with that? 5 squared makes 25. So we have 2 times pi times 25 times 2 plus, right? Here we have 2 times 2 is 4. So we'll just say 4 times pi times 5. All right, 4 times pi times 5. Okay, so now let's see if we can get this cleared up even a little bit more. 25 times 2 is 50. Yes? So now we have 50 pi here. Times 2 plus, sorry I kept running out of room here on the right side, hope you can read it. We have 4 times pi times 5. Right, so we know 5 times 4 is 20. So we have 20 pi here. Okay, and then we've got to multiply 50 and 2 together on this one. So that's 100 pi. Right, now we're just going to add these two together. Plus 20 pi equals 120 pi. Okay, so that's how we do it, right? So it's a bunch of math, but really once you know the formula, you're just plugging this stuff in and no problem. Okay, let's do another one. Try to give myself a little more room on the right side of the board here. The next one, second one says, this one gives you diameter but not radius. Right, so we have to be comfortable. We did that earlier too, right? So D equals 8, height equals, wrote it down wrong, height equals 3. Okay, right, so remembering radius is half diameter, right? So D equals 8, radius is 4. Okay, so when we got that, we have radius equals 4. So we'll put that over here. Actually, we'll just cross this out now. Radius is 4, so we don't forget. Now, time to plug in. 2 times pi times r squared, so that's 4 squared, times the height, which is 3. Everybody can see what we did there. 2 times pi, radius is 4 squared, times 3, plus height is 3, times 2, times pi, times r, which is 4. Okay, everybody's good there. And now let's plug in a little bit more, get a little more math done. 2 times pi, 4 squared is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Times 3. Alright, that all makes sense. All we did there was just did 4 squared, everything else is the same. And here, let's go ahead and multiply 3 times 2. That'll give us 6 times pi times 4. Okay, let's go ahead and do the 16 times 3 over here. So 16 times 3 is 48. Now we have 48 times pi times 2. All right, again, only did one step. 16 times 3. Here we're basically ready to go. 6 times pi times 4. 6 times 4 is 24, so we have 24 pi. Right there. Now 48 times 2 is 96, okay? Times pi, we have 96 pi plus 24 pi. Yeah, the same answer, 120 pi. Okay, so that's how we go about doing the cylinder problems. Got to know this big formula up top, then plug in all the numbers, take your time with all this multiplying. Easy to make a mistake. Okay. One more type, cube. So cube formula a little bit easier to remember, but we want to make sure we don't think that we're doing volume. right? Because volume of a cube and surface area of a cube are two different formulas. Okay, so for a cube, it's 6 s squared. S is side, right? So if it says each side is 3 inches, each side equals 3 inches. Okay, so what are we going to do now? Right, just plugging this in. We have a 6 times a 3 squared. Need to make sure we remember a little bit of PEMDAS here, right? PEMDAS means parentheses first, exponent second, multiplies later. All right, so that means we do 3 squared first. That's 9 times 6, it's 54. Okay, why does PEMDAS matter here? If you did the multiplication first and then you squared it, you would get the wrong answer. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 squared, I don't know what that number is. It's like 300 and something. So you will get the wrong answer. So making sure that we do the exponent part first and the multiplying second. Okay, if you want another one on this, let's say it was 5 feet, or than 3 inches. Okay, same thing, plug into this formula up here, 6 times 5 squared. Again, from this point, really the only way that we get it wrong outside of making an arithmetic error is not doing the exponents first, right? So 5 squared is 25 times 6, 6 times 25, it's 150 feet, right? And that would be our answer for that one.